Well, this episode surely has had quite a few surprises in it, hasn't it? Hello, everyone. I see how Jacob Scott here. I have fully rested, so I sound a little bit on a more energetic side. Let's not waste any time with a Mr. Davis promo. This show starts. So Mr. Davis is coming out announcing that the final 3 spots of the WKW Wolf Chamber qualifying match will take place tonight. But before he could finish saying what he had to say, Kyle Noble comes out and demands Mr. Davis, like, hey, you're going to give me the title like I've deserved for 4 months, or something bad is going to happen to you. But Mr. Davis doesn't immediately back down. I mean, he eventually does, but I don't know. Davis could be showing signs of a face turn, but he eventually tells Kyle Noble that, okay, seeing how you're pretty much going to hold the show hostage for the good people here in Hershey, Pennsylvania, if you're not going to move, I have no choice but to give in to your demands. You will be in the final Wolf Chamber match tonight. It's in the main event, and it will be against Jay Porter. Now get out of my sight. While I would say Davis could be turning face, I see that he's still backing down cowardly like he always was. Grow a spine, Mr. Davis. For fuck's sake. The first match took place was one of the 3 Wolf Chamber qualifying matches, and this one was between Eric Black versus Kino Kobashi. Now, this was actually a really good match, as always, from both competitors. Kino tried to go for a knee of the week several times, but Black seemed to have a counter. Although there was a cool moment where Eric was going to go for a sweep and Kino just barely backed up, so Eric did a full circle, hit nothing. Now, there was a really weird moment where Kino Kobashi just stood there menacingly against Eric Black as he struggled to get up after a powerful move. And then Eric quickly turned around, hit the Tower of Destruction. 1, 2, 3. Eric Black is the 4th man of the WKW Wolf Chamber, and honestly, I don't know what the hell happened to Kino there, but he'll be fine. Don't worry about it, really. You have no need to worry. I wanted to say a match was next, but that was not the case. Out came Sky Slash, and Sky was livid. It turns out he was supposed to get the match against Jay Porter in the main event for the chamber match, but for 2 reasons he didn't get it. One, after that powerbomb onto the car a couple weeks ago, right before the Rumble Roses pay-per-view, he's still bandaged up. He will quickly recover. I imagine he'll recover in time for Wolfmania. But secondly, he knew that Mr. Davis just instantly backed down and gave in to Kyle Noble's demands. So it sounds like to me, Sky's going to do whatever it takes to pretty much ruin Kyle Noble's life at this point, even if it means costing him the win at the Wolf Chamber, which honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it gets to that point. Who knows? Now we get on to the actual second match, and well, that really isn't what we're talking about. It was just a quick match between Akira Tozawa and Tyler Bate, and Tozawa surprised everyone. He won. I don't have any recording of the footage, so sadly, you're just going to have to take a word of mouth. Now, the next match I want to talk about was the Ravagers, Sterling Syndicate, and Jonah Barnett taking on Jeff Statham and Terry Terror. Well, right before it happened, the Ravagers found Jeff right backstage, beat the crap out of him, and initially, this match was just going to be a handicap match. So, it originally was just Terry taking on the Ravagers by himself, and predictably, he was getting his ass kicked. But eventually, Jeff ran out, made a bit of a save, dropped Sterling with that rolling super kick of his. But then, this is where Jonah, really started to show ferocity. When Jeff was in his corner, all Jonah would do was constantly pummel him in the back of the head repeatedly over and over and over. And he just would not stop. Now, you would expect that it would be Jeff would be the one that would be momentarily forgetful that he was in the match. Well, not quite. quite a few close countouts. It nearly went to a double countout at one point before Terry came in and promptly just stood there, doing nothing. Like, what the fuck, Terry? Did you forget to take your energy pills? Anyway, that slip up was enough for the Ravagers to hit their tag finisher. Actually, not even that. All Syndicate did was do and just jump up and hit his little jumping bulldog move. 1, 2, 3. And, well, dumbass Terry just cost his team. I have a feeling Jeff has got to be really annoyed by that. I mean, I would. Then we had another Wolf Chamber qualifying match. This one being Shelton Benjamin going up against Kyle O'Reilly with good old Bobby Fish in his corner. Now, this was a pretty good match. I did a little research on these two. They've never faced off one-on-one. Back over in the Ring of Honor, they faced each other in tag or even group action, but never one-on-one, so this was a pretty good change of pace. Now, Shelton, he always tries to get a win. He nearly got it here, but Kyle O'Reilly said nope and locked in not the Armageddon, but locked in the guillotine lock. That made Shelton Benjamin effectively pass out, and Kyle O'Reilly is the 5th man in a WKW chamber. Yay. So then we had Mustafa Ali taking on not Cyrus, but Akira Tadashi. And these two were really bringing it. Just some good old quick high-flying action between two lightweights. And Tadashi really put forth an effort, but sadly for him, his story for the night came to an end when Mustafa didn't hit his 054. It came to the end off that slingshot rolling X Factor that he does. That was enough to put away Tadashi. I guess it must have dazed him that badly. 1, 2, 3. Ali gets to win, but here comes Cyrus from behind, running in and attacking Mustafa. Unbeknownst to Cyrus, the cage is dropping. Then it's confirmed he had nowhere to run. Mustafa Ali bashing Cyrus's face into the chain link fence several times. We're going to have a steel cage between these two guys at Wolf Chamber. Fuck yeah. So then we had another match, and this is actually a rematch from last time. Greg versus number 2. With the little added thing that if Greg did that forbidden combo to win one more time, he would be suspended for a month. And we know Greg, he doesn't want that, so effectively he couldn't use that move. Now, just like last time, number 2 would not stay down, and Greg nearly got him with the Greg of Days, but right when he was about to hit it, number 2 managed to reverse that, and then got him into the standing lifting chokehold that nearly put away Bill Wildchad, but that just caused him to go into Super Saiyan, so in future, number 2 knows that won't work on a guy like Bill Wildchad, but it will work on Greg. Greg passed out. So, yeah, number 2 won non by reverse decision. He beat him cleanly. And he's actually one of only 2 wrestlers that legitimately terrifies my friend Leo Coleslaw. The other one does not wrestle for this company, by the way. It was just a fact I wanted to share for you. Number 2 terrifies Coleslaw. And that led to the main event, which was the Wolf Chamber match with Kyle Noble going up against Jay Porter. Oh my fucking god, did you have to be such a worthless, spineless piece of shit, Mr. Davis? Like, come on, really? We want to be a fucking asshole. Anyway, so, this would have been a good match, but in my opinion, it didn't really deliver. Yeah, Jay Porter nearly got Kyle Noble beaten several times, and looking back, I don't think either of the vigilantes who were in Noble's corner got involved. They just simply stood back there like statues. But Noble was able to hit. He no longer calls it the Noble Knee 2.0. He calls it the Disobey Knee. 1, 2, 3. Kyle Noble wins. He's the last person in the Wolf Chamber. I swear to God, if he wins, then Sky's Rise could be all for naught. Which means I feel like Sky is going to interfere somehow to make sure either Noble gets pinned in that match, or he might not even make it to the chamber match at all. Maybe Sky believes in do unto others, so fuck. I predict he's going to cause some pain to Noble so he can't even be in the match. At least, I don't know. But then, who would take Noble's place if that were the case? Too many questions. I have a headache. Well, that's been my recap for this episode of WKW. What did you guys think? Be sure to let us know in the comments down below. And in the meantime, this is Icy Hot Jacob Scott saying feel the fire, fear the cold. Most importantly, have a good night.